Your Excellency and dear brother, I'm here to support you for a great initiative, and we are proud of you and Kenya, and we will support you fully. Without much ado, I want to congratulate you, my brother and friend, President Ruto, for successfully launching this innovative initiative. This is a great example of a homegrown solution to global problems. When the world creates a mess, we have to find a way at home to solve them. No excuses, because we are an integral part of the world. We all know how much climate change is impacting and ravaging our communities in several respects that I don't need to even mention here today. I do not doubt that the financing locally led climate action program will benefit millions of Kenyans and lay a solid foundation for robust climate adaptation efforts over the next decade. And this is where I will appeal as we all look at this initiative as an example that Kenyans take this seriously, because we want to follow, but it depends on how well it is going to work here. We hope our development partners, who have done so well in supporting Kenya, will also support other African nations. Across our continent, we are experiencing definitely a heart-wrenching tales from increased storm surges, especially in Sierra Leone, flash floods, drought, high winds that are accompanied by pollution, landslide, mudslide, as we experienced some years ago. For us in Sierra Leone, these are not merely stories, but stern warnings. We are at a crossroad in making tangible decisions to move from policy statements to taking concrete action to combat this global menace of climate change. Transformative actions taken by the Kenyan government to reduce community-led vulnerability and build resilience to climate change impacts through the FLOCA initiative is a laudable step from policy to action. Sierra Leone is among 20 of the most vulnerable nations in the world to the effects of climate change. The impact of climate change is real for us, and we continue to experience all the things that I've spoken about: biodiversity loss, deforestation, coastal erosion, mudslides, etc. In Sierra Leone, if we do not act on time, we definitely lose valuable ecosystems and its attendant problems of displacement of people, and also loss of livelihood. My government recognizes the threat posed by climate change and has taken necessary steps and actions to minimize the potential for further damage. Our actions in Sierra Leone respond directly to the overall objective of the UNFCCC's National Adaptation Plan guidelines for reducing vulnerability to the impacts of climate change by building adaptive capacity and resilience of the country and facilitating the integration of climate adaptation into relevant existing and new policies, programs, and activities. Our initial NAP also gives guidance and provides information on action to reduce climate change vulnerability regarding water resources, agriculture, and food security, public health, coastal zones, and communities across the country. We are implementing a coordination and reporting mechanism for all climate-related activities and projects of government, ministries, departments, and agencies to facilitate and coordinate the country's climate change programs and projects to be developed in line with national programs and the SDGs and outcomes derived from the UNFCCC process. The range of adaptation options has been well defined through systematic and bottom-up national level consultative processes. The process has been a significant achievement in raising awareness, building technical and institutional capacities, and integrating adaptation concerns into national development dialogues. I look forward to bilateral South-South cooperation with our friends in Kenya to undertake the necessary assessments and formulation of a similar program in the near future. I'm already following in your footsteps. So make sure you step properly so I know where to step after you. We hope our donor partners will be encouraged to support this learning model among African nations. Such cooperation could shorten the time for design of various programs. It could also help countries move faster in developing bankable projects to crowd in more significant private investment flows. Thank you.
Let's take our seats. I think we still have some assignment to do there. Let me just put in a good word for my good brother, President of Sierra Leone, and ask our partners to be as generous when they come calling. And I promise you, my brother, that I will steady the steps so that you know where surely to step. And so thank you very much for that. Let me also recognize my good elder brother, Nangolo Mbumba, the Vice President of Namibia, representing my good friend. Thank you very much for hosting me when I came to Namibia, when I was Vice President, and for allowing a member of your family to fly me. Please say hello to her. And so thank you very much for that. I think we can now move on with the rest of the program. Asante sana.
We'll now move on to the launch, and I'll request that we have just the leadership to join His Excellency the President, and I'll count down from 5 for us to now have the unveiling, but we'll do that for the sake of photographs. Let's have them there. Then after that, we'll hand over the check. So I'll count down. We press the buzzer for the unveiling. And for the sake of the cameras, I'll request that those of us who possibly are taking pictures, let's give clear sight to the cameras at the back so that we are able to also have there the millions of people watching able to witness this happening today. So with that, we will now have that done. So Your Excellency, the President of Kenya, will ask you to press the buzzer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's some confetti, so there you go. A warm round of applause. That is a milestone, a huge milestone that has now been achieved. Wonderful. And with that, Your Excellency, I'll request that we just come back to our seats, and to come on stage, I'll request His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto to come on stage. His Excellency Julius Maada to also come on stage. His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua. His Excellency Nangolo Mbumba. The COG Chair, Her Excellency Anne Waiguru. Then the partners who are involved in this, as we now are going to receive the check. We have Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Netherlands, and World Bank. It's going to be a big picture, a family picture. So let's also have the check presented so that we may have the evidence that it is there. Let's also have the CS for Treasury, Prof, to come also be part of this picture.